I'm down at DisclosureFest in downtown LA. Mass meditation initiative. We all meditated down here, thousands of people, and I just wanted to start it off announcing what I'm doing. I'm like so overwhelmed. The energy here is so amazing. It's one of these big festivals where you've got healers, you've got crystals and yoga and dancing and drumming and food, vegan food, and singers and anything you can imagine. I had my hubby Adolfo on Facebook or FaceTime, and he says, "Oh, it's like Woodstock." He goes, "It's like Woodstock." It is. It's like Woodstock 2018. It's so amazing. I mean, I'm really emotional. And we did this mass meditation. So when we were doing this mass meditation, there was this big bowl of crystals. Thousands of crystals in this bowl in water. They were charging. We all charged them up with our energy. Not only the people here, but the people on live stream. And then we all got to take a crystal. So I've got one of those crystals. Why not? Why not go all the way for it?
Behind us right now, 10,000 people.
Yes.
It's insane.
Yay! What is it, Jimmy?
This is DisclosureFest 2018. And behind us, see, they can't see it, but
No.
there's the wonderful Rita.
Oh my God,
and
yes.
the promoter of the event and co-founder, Adrian Vallera,
Oh
is
my
right
God.
here.
You were on Fade to Black on Wednesday, right?
Yes, he
Okay, well, I
was.
got to get him on a clip too. So this is so amazing on Stellar Peeps, because too bad you're not all here, but I'm sure we're going to meet a lot of you, and it's amazing. And guess who's up there right now? David Wilcock.
David Wilcock, Corey Goode, Emery Smith on the stage. Let's go, if you go this way, let's
Okay.
turn.
Okay.
There's
You can
Los
kinda see.
Angeles, right?
Oh my God.
There. It's hard to
yeah,
do
we're
backwards.
in downtown LA, but this is so exciting. They're talking about how, you know, the aliens came here and they're under Antarctica. There's crafts and all this stuff that's like blowing your mind, and the microphones kept going out. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I was in the back.
I know.
On Stellar is here. They're right here,
Stellar.
right over here.
Yes.
And
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go over there and get some people. So
There
I'm
you
doing
go.
this video for you guys. You can kind of see what happened today if you didn't get to come.
look at this. Isn't this amazing? Look at
It's
that.
so great. Oh my God, it's a beautiful day and it's not too hot. We lucked out.
Thank you, Marla.
All right, bye everybody. This is Adrian. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, this is Adrian Vallera with DisclosureFest, and we're here at the Mass Meditation Initiative. How are ya?
And you are the founder of it, right?
Yeah, I am the founder, one of the co-founders actually, and yeah, we're having a good time here today.
This is the dream team. You're never going to get two guys who are more highly aware of what really is going on behind the scenes than what you have on this stage tonight. And so try to wrap your head around this narrative. I've been aware of this stuff for 25 years. And then along comes Corey Goode, who you first wrote me in 2009, but it wasn't until October 2014 that you started to tell me things that tied all of the other pieces together of everything, every other insider, what he'd been telling me.
In 2009, I was vetting you.
There you go.
Yeah, I actually sent, I can't tell all of the details. I'll tell a little bit of the story.
Okay.
I sent him a story about when I was in the State Guard. I was in C4I, Command, Control, Communications, and Intelligence, and we were setting up about a 100-foot tall communications array. And as we were setting it up, all of a sudden we were being screamed at to, we were hearing, "Eyes on your boots, eyes on your boots." And all the other soldiers were looking down at their boots, but being State Guard, we were like, what's going on? So we started looking around, and in the sky, we saw a large triangle floating. It was like a blimp you have at,
I can't believe you're telling this story. This was supposed to be secret.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here you go. This is new. I mean, I knew this, but he's never made this public until right now.
Yeah,
So this massive flying black triangle that he saw.
right. It looked like a float in a parade, sort of. There were long ropes hanging from it, and it was floating through the sky, and all of us, I can't say where it was, I almost said the operation, but we were there doing some work close to the border, and I was looking at it with my jaw hanging open, and all of a sudden a 2-quart canteen went flying by my head, and we looked over, and it was some higher ranking person screaming at us, eyes on your boots. And then we looked down and we were all called and shuffled away. But I told him that story and told him not to tell anyone, just to kind of test to see if I could trust him, because I had some issues.
That's true, and I never did. So this is the first time it's going public. So that was my test, huh? And I guess I passed.
Right, and that occurred out. I was not involved in the programs when that happened. I was involved in the Texas State Guard.
Right. So Corey, for those who, again, are not familiar with this, let me just give a little summary and then have you go into some details. I had heard about some very bizarre stuff, because try to wrap your head around this now. You got the Roswell crash, people telling me Roswell was real, and that we reverse engineered the stuff. So that means not only did we reverse engineer these cool things that make smartphones, but we reverse engineered interstellar capable spacecraft. And that's 70 years ago that Roswell happened. They've had 70 years to play around with portal technology, anti-gravity, all of this amazing stuff. And what we're getting from what Emery has been telling us here, he was working for a base in which samples came in. And Emery, how many intact bodies of different types of species did you actually end up handling for the military?
A little over 300.
Little over 300. There it goes again. Somebody really doesn't want Emery talking. There's this guy in the back with the little microwave thing. This is why I always get a mic with a wire, folks. When you become famous like me, ask for the wire. Trust me. You'll be thankful, because you're going to be the teachers. This is the SEAL team, folks. You are not just here to be entertained. You are not just hanging out on the grass. This is a planet healing initiative. What we are doing here, the big picture of this is the extraterrestrials have been here since ancient times. They've built the pyramids, they've built the Stonehenge and all this other stuff. They took native materials, they came from another planet, they used what they had here, and with anti-gravity it's really easy to do that stuff. But then there's this disconnect between the Ancient Aliens show and the stuff we talk about there and what we're talking about with Corey and Emery. So Corey, what is your understanding of the relationship between people who built pyramids and people that are still, and I say people as in extraterrestrials, people who are still working for our government black projects now? Are they the same individuals that built the pyramids that are still working with us now?
I don't know about the pyramids themselves.
Okay. Telling you.
But are you referring to the ancient builder race?
Well, that's way, way back. I'm just saying in general.
Or the pre-Adamites.
Yeah, we could do the pre-Adamites. Let's talk about people who built large stone structures on Earth, and are they still around now? Did they actually leave? Did they disappear, or did they just go quiet and undercover?
Well, about 55 to 60,000 years ago, a group that originated from Mars crash landed onto our planet after a series of catastrophes on their planet. They landed in what is now Antarctica. It was positioned differently on the globe then. They landed in an area where they knew ancient builder race technology was. Is someone yelling?
We got other stages here. We're not just alone, bro.
I thought I was loud enough. So
he's getting his cherry busted right now. This is new for him. Festivals. You're doing great.
Okay. Remember where I was?
Ancient builder race, and we were talking about.
So the pre-Adamites, their group landed, and they began to genetically tinker with all of the human beings that were here already, and animal life. So while they were tinkering with the genetics on the planet, races that were here to watch over us and to watch over genetic programs going on here already didn't like it. It was affecting their programs. So they caused, or were a part of cataclysms hitting the Earth, which wiped out this pre-Adamite race, mostly. Their cities were covered in flash frozen waves that covered Antarctica. The remnants of the people that were living in outposts that were these pre-Adamites survived in South America and Africa, up into North Africa and even Europe.
And this is why we see these elongated skulls that have actually been discovered,
Right.
dug up,
That's
tested
what-
all over the world.
These beings look very much like us, except they were from a different planet. They're thinner and taller, and but they have elongated skulls.
And you mentioned that they're from Mars. Now, skeptics are going to be laughing at you saying Mars is a dead, dry desert planet. So why would you say that they would have come from another planet in our solar system like Mars?
They left their planet in stages. Their planet had a series of major catastrophes long ago, like half million years and beyond.
And NASA has now said publicly that 1.2 billion years ago, Mars had oceans that were 1.5 miles deep. So Mars was like Earth. NASA has made that public. So you're saying that it gradually fell apart and they had to leave in stages?
Well, they left, the larger part of them, their elite left, and they created an ark on the moon.
Okay.
And on the moon, they had all of the life from their planet, with much of which has been seeded here. And they also were using that as a high ground point. They had a outpost on Earth already in that area where they ended up crash landing, but they were up to mischief on the moon as well, and they ended up getting attacked there. And because of this attack, they had to leave the moon, and they had their last 3 large motherships that they crashed landed down in what is now Antarctica. And all of that is still under the ice. They to survive, they cannibalized their technology from their craft and created a new civilization, which built what many of us believe is Atlantis.
It appears and reveals itself to all of us in the absence of the thinking mind. When the mind stops and you're here in your heart, Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul, the God that lives within everybody, reveals itself. You begin to experience the bliss and the joy of your own true nature. Something you were born with and something you will die with, if there is such a thing as life and death. So it's here. All you have to do is be quiet. And everything else comes. Your third eye opens up, your psychic powers get activated, you will receive everything that needs to be to get. But for that, we have to do one simple thing. And that one simple thing is not thinking, being quiet. And look what is going on in our society, by the media, and also in spirituality. Look how much fear is happening in the media. Fear, fear, fear. of what's going to happen. And what does it do? It gets your mind activated. So you worry about what's going to happen. And then we wear our spiritual clothes and we get spiritually conditioned, but we're still the same place. Because now we're worried about organic food, we're worried about pollution, chemtrails, toxic waste. So now we're still afraid and worried. Look around, pay attention, see how much as a spiritual being, as a spiritual warrior, you worry, or there is fear. And we have to go beyond that for transformation to take place. Because it's not the food or the water or the toxic stuff you eat or you don't eat. Don't fall into that trap, my brothers and sisters. It's the vibrations. Can you raise your vibration in a higher frequency and remain there? And the only way you can live in a higher vibration or place is to deactivate your mind. No thoughts. No matter what. Oh, the government is horrible. Or I should be doing these spiritual exercises. I didn't do my spiritual exercises last night. I didn't take my vitamins. I didn't Thoughts. So yes, you're spiritual. You dress like a spiritual person. You're conscious. You're loving. But you're stuck here in your mind. So you're exactly where everybody else is on the planet. You're not where Buddha is. Because Buddha has an empty mind. Is quiet. There's no thoughts. Good thoughts, bad thoughts. Same shit. They're thoughts. Positive thinking. How many people believe in positive thinking, positive visualization, manifestation? It's beautiful, I love it. But you're still trapped in the world of thoughts. You're still a prisoner because you're trying to manifest something by using the mind. You have to go beyond the mind. When there is no mind, where is silence? And when you go to no mind, you're into fifth dimension. So what happens is you're silent, you're quiet, you're not thinking. You're in this place. There's no thoughts. This is good, this is bad. I like this, I don't like this. There's no thoughts, you're here. Then your vibration starts to rise. You're vibrating from here. Your vibration rises to higher frequency. So what happens, now you're vibrating in a higher frequency, a new reality opens up. This is where organic food, our fears and worries are. Here, when you're vibrating in a higher frequency, none of those things exist anymore. So what happens? Now a new world appears. The unified field of awareness, consciousness, it shows you a new reality. So you change your reality by simply not thinking, not by trying to make something happen. It's a lot easier not to think.